The United States has quietly introduced a new change that is causing concern among thousands of Indian workers and students living over there. For the very first time, immigration authorities, specifically the US Citizenship and Immigration Services, have started asking H-1B visa holders and employment-based green card applicants for something very unusual: their home addresses and their biometric information, including fingerprints and photos. Until now, the US never asked for this kind of information when processing work visas like H-1B or employment-based green card application. Their focus was always on whether the applicant met the required qualifications or not. But now, lawyers across America are reporting that when companies apply for H-1B visa or green cards for their foreign workers, the US is sending special notices called RFEs, requests for evidence. Inside these notices, they mention potential adverse information, meaning they claim to have found something negative, though they do not specify what exactly. Along with this vague warning, they are demanding two things: the worker's latest home address and permission to collect the worker's biometric data. Well, the sudden and unexplained move is raising major concern. Immigration experts are asking an obvious question: if there is truly negative information, why is USCIS not disclosing it? Leading immigration lawyer named Vic Goel explained it's highly unusual for biometrics to be requested in these cases and reminded everybody under the US law, applicants have a right to know what evidence is being used against them. Without this basic transparency, it becomes impossible for people to defend themselves properly. Well, this new development is particularly worrying for Indians because they form the largest group of H-1B workers in the US. In fact, Indians account for about 74% of all H-1B visa holders. Over 300,000 Indians are stuck in the green card backlog, with many waiting for decades. Moreover, thousands of Indian workers studying in the US hope to transition into H-1B visa after graduation to start their careers. But now, with USCIS introducing home addresses and biometric verification into employment-based visa processing, many fear that it will lead to longer delays, higher rejection rate, and unexpected legal trouble. The situation was already difficult for them. Every single year, about 85,000 new H-1B visas are available, but over 500,000 applications are submitted, meaning only 1 out of 6 applicants get selected in the lottery. Even after winning the lottery, the approval process involves tough documentation, background checks, and scrutiny. Now, with the added biometric requirement, the entire system could become even slower and tougher, specifically for Indians who are already dealing with visa and green card backlogs. Experts believe that this sudden shift may not be random. It fits into larger trend of tightening immigration rules, which began under the Trump administration. Recent reports show that over 1,550 international students have faced legal status changes, sometimes for minor infraction or even old social media posts. In today's system, a European teenager is reportedly 4 times more likely to get a US seasonal work visa than an Indian graduate in cutting-edge fields like artificial intelligence, showing a clear imbalance that affects Indian applicants the most. Immigration attorneys are now urging caution. They advise that workers and employers must not immediately comply with the RFE request by submitting home addresses and biometrics. Instead, they should first request USCIS to fully explain any adverse information that they claim to have found. It is better to consult a legal expert before responding. Specifically, once you provide them information, it becomes harder to challenge the process later on. For Indians dreaming of building their future in the US, the path seems to be getting tougher with each passing year. Visas are more competitive, green cards are delayed for decades, and now new hidden hurdles are being introduced without clear explanation. It is clear that Indian workers and students will need to be more careful, better informed, and legally prepared if they want to survive and succeed under America's changing immigration system.